Hello guys, Dinosaur here, and in the spirit of 4th of July, I'm going to be painting a painting of fireworks. And the reason I'm doing this in paint is because I've looked at a bunch of different mediums I could possibly do this on, and all of them except painting were absolutely horrible. So I'm just going to do this in paint and challenge myself a bit. And I really wish I had a better paintbrush, but because I'm not a painter, my house does not really have any paintbrushes. So I just grabbed a utility paintbrush and decided to go with that. And I'm not even sure that's what this thing is actually called. That's what I'm calling it. And because I'm not using the best black, I'm going to mix in a little bit of blue afterward. And the reason that this black that I'm using has a bit of a brown tint to it is because I got it from Toll's, and the paints we use at Toll's are, well, the paintings we do at Toll's are more nature related, and nothing in nature is truly black other than the pupil of an eye. Like when you look at black fur, if you shine a really bright light to it, you'll notice that it's actually just brown with a really, really dark tint. And so yeah, this black with a very brown tint to it is very good for nature paintings of like an animal or something like that, but it's a pain in the butt when it comes to stuff like this. And because this is not the most exciting part of the painting process, I'm going to skip this a little bit. Now I'm going to go over this with a little bit of blue. Hopefully it gives it a more natural appearance. Because when you look up at the sky at night, it's not black with a brown tint, it's more blackish blue. Especially when it's lit up by fireworks. I'm going to let this layer dry for a bit. Okay, now the next step is going to be doing a little white line across the piece. We're going to be doing an over a lake kind of thing. And the water will be the white will be the little horizon line. We're going to do some little buildings if we can. Spread this out a little bit. And I'm going to mix a little yellow along this line to make it more convincing that there's a little city going on here. Now we're going to mix in some reds there, because if you look at distant pictures of a city, you'll notice that there's little reds in there here in the lights. Okay, now I'm going to take a Q-tip and we'll try to make little lines that resemble buildings. This doesn't really look like it's working, but I got a way out of that. Just make dotted lines for lights. in buildings. Just make some seem like they're more lit up than others. That's what we'll call it. Just a little bit down here in the lake. It can be soft and it doesn't have to be exact because it's just a reflection in the lake. Some yellows. Well, make my brush a little sharper first. If the brush isn't sharp, it's just going to make a mess. I'm trying to do little details. I find that it's best to keep the brush as sharp as possible. Okay, and now wet my paintbrush again. Do red dots at the top of the tallest buildings, similar to how there would be in real life. Okay, now for the actual fireworks in this video. First I'm going to take some purple. I mixed the colors before continuing the recording. Now the purple might not end up being very visible on this thing, and that's okay because the colors are going to get more visible as I go up, because I'm using this picture as a reference, and that is a paused video from last year's 4th of July. Only that time, and this year we had our fireworks on the 3rd of July. That's America for you. Well, actually, I can't blame all of America. It's just the way my individual country, my individual town is choosing to celebrate. And if you want the darker colors to stay visible when on a darker background, you're going to want to lay them on as thick as possible, because with acrylic, each color gets darker as it dries. In this picture, it was with the grand finale, they kind of set them all off at once. Purple, kind of red, and then it got green as it went up. That's what I'm going to try to replicate in this. Can't guarantee that I'll do a good job of it, though. And get it in the reflection down here. And that's all I have to worry about of the reflection. Now we're going to use layer green at the top. I don't have to worry about reflection for that one. Now I'm going to take this little makeshift fan brush, and I'm going to do the exploding points of the fireworks. I'll start with the one in the middle. like the explosions to come from the center. Oh, there's got to be a better way. Okay, this should work out better. I'm going to get the little explosion in first. The explosion on different levels because this isn't all the same thing. Get down here. Of course, down here in the reflection, it doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'm going to try my hand at doing the streaks that shoot out from the fireworks. I'm trying to remember that I want them to go downwards, because after all, that's what fireworks so often does in real life. Worry a little bit about that in the reflection. I'm going to use the sort of dried out paint to do the one in the reflection. And we'll try to get a little bit of blues and purples in the mix for the more extreme colors that tend to show up in fireworks. Sometimes you get beautiful purples like that in the mix. Like, I didn't even try to get that purple, it just came out of the brush. Okay. And before this video completely wraps up, I just want to thank any veterans watching for their service. You guys are the ones who made this country possible. You guys are the reason we are able to celebrate today. You guys are the reason we can worship God and do the things that we want to do with our lives and not be killed or imprisoned for it. You guys were truly a blessing from God, and you still are. And I just want to thank you all for what you do. And I thank God for the people that He puts in our world and in our lives to make everyone's life or day better. Really, you veterans cannot be thanked enough. And Lord, you cannot be thanked enough either. And I'm going to add some more finishing touches in this.